Luke chapter 5, and the Bible says in verse 4 that when he had stopped speaking, he said to Simon, "Launch out into the deep and let down your net for a catch." Now I know that this was a bad day for Simon and his partners. They had toiled all night, and Simon did not hesitate to let Jesus know. The Bible says he answered and said to him, "Master, we have toiled all night and caught nothing. Nevertheless, at your word, I'll let down the net." Now, this is quite interesting, that sometimes divine instructions sets you up for divine interventions. Do not downplay divine instructions, no matter how foolish they seem, no matter how foolish they sound to you. Sometimes God is asking you to dance when you have a broken leg, and you're wondering, how can the loving God ask me to dance with a broken leg? Maybe it's because he wants you to do something you haven't done before, so that you can see him in a way that you haven't seen him before. So what is that divine instruction in your life that you need to obey, not knowing that your next level of advancement, increase, is tied to your obedience to that instruction? God's promises comes to pass when your obedience and preparation is complete. Never downplay divine instructions. But that's not even all. The Bible goes further to say that when they obeyed, in verse 6, that when they had done this, they caught a great number of fish, and their net was breaking. So they signaled their partners in the other boat to come and to help them. And they came and filled both boats, so that they began to sink. Now, this is interesting, because the Bible says that they beckoned on their partners in the other boat. Remember that two boats were standing at the lake, and Jesus chose to go in one. And sometimes we get all worked up that we're not the chosen one, that the word didn't come to us, that the instruction didn't come to us. But it's a lesson to learn from the other boat. They beckoned on their partners. The instruction was given to Simon, but the other boat maintained a disposition of partnership, of connection and access, and had enough distance not to get in the way of the assignment. Don't help people by force. Don't take over someone else's vision. Don't counter the instructions they've received. Sometimes some people, in their zeal and desire to help you, can get in the way of your effectiveness and progress. These guys were close enough to pick the signal, but distant enough not to get in the way. And the Bible says that they filled both boats till they were about to sink. Jesus is so perfect. Jesus saw two boats, but he entered one. He wasn't rejecting the other boat. When he ordained the harvest, he ordained the harvest for the two boats. Sometimes your lifting, your advancement, your progress is tied to someone else that God has passed an instruction to go somewhere or to do something, and your access to that person, your disposition, your posture is the key to your own prosperity. Now, at the beginning, the two boats were nameless. Then Jesus got into one boat, and that boat had a name. But at the end of the story, the Bible tells us the names of the other people in the other boat, and told us their father's name too. Service can produce a generational blessing. Never miss the privilege, the blessing, the joy, and the connection with someone to serve. Have a blessed day, friend.